Be it for small game hunting, target shooting, or whatever, no matter what, you will need the right cartridge for the task at hand. Using the wrong cartridge can result in you being unsatisfied with the results. Some cartridges just have fancy names and are extremely similar to their older counterparts. Meanwhile, some cartridges have been battling it out for decades, and both cartridges will have positives and negatives going for them. Needless to say, at the end of the day, it comes back to personal preference, and a lot of the time it comes back to cost. Two cartridges that have been going head to head for a number of decades are the 22 long rifle and the 22 Magnum. Since the 22 Magnum started to become popular in the 1960s, people have been arguing about which of these cartridges are better for small game hunting. Many people still stand by the 22 long rifle, but others sternly stand by the 22 Magnum. The 22 long rifle was designed and produced from 1887. The cartridge is possibly the most popular cartridge worldwide due to the round being inexpensive and extremely versatile. Originally, all 22 long rifle rounds were subsonic until the 1930s when Remington invented the first high velocity 22 long rifle cartridge. This gave the 22 long rifle more range and impact force than ever before. Every year over 2 billion 22 long rifle rounds are produced. The 22 long rifle is an excellent cartridge to teach young and novice shooters on due to its low recoil, sound, range, and its lower lethality than a majority of other cartridges. However, the 22 long rifle should not be underestimated. The 22 long rifle is deadly and is great for small game hunting, but is it better than a 22 Magnum? The 22 Magnum was first introduced to society in 1959 by Winchester, but Winchester actually did not produce a rifle for the cartridge until 1960. The first rifle chambered for the 22 Magnum was actually a Marlin Lever-Matic. The 22 Magnum is harder hitting, faster, and possibly even more versatile than the 22 long rifle. The 22 Magnum easily reaches speeds over 2,000 feet per second, meanwhile certain hyper-velocity 22 long rifle cartridges barely even reach 1,800 feet per second, and those hyper-velocity 22 long rifle cartridges genuinely are quite inaccurate, even between 50 and 100 meters. However, the 22 long rifle can be suppressed so that you can barely hear the bullet even being fired. With the right rifle and suppressor, you may even only hear the sound of the firing pin hitting the rim of the cartridge. With that being said, you can also get subsonic 22 Magnum rounds as well, but in my humble opinion, subsonic 22 Magnum rounds are a waste of money. That is because the bullets usually are the same grain as a subsonic 22 long rifle, fly about the same distance, and cost more than a subsonic 22 long rifle round. Subsonic 22 mag rounds genuinely find it hard to also cycle a semi-automatic rifle chambered in 22 mag. The 22 Magnum can also take down medium-sized game. Here in New Zealand, the only real medium-sized game that most people take down for 22 Magnum is wallabies. Yes, it is true that some people have and continue to take down medium game for 22 long rifle, but you have to be even more careful where you shoot it rather than a 22 Magnum. The 22 Magnum is more humane than using a 22 long rifle for medium game, primarily due to if you stuff up your shot with a 22 long rifle. However, when I was trapping possums, I used subsonic 22 long rifle rounds to get the job done. Once, I did use my 22 Magnum, but there was too much mess and blood got on the fur that I was going to sell. I also like to occasionally tan rabbit and hare hides, and when I go out to shoot a hare for tanning, I will always use a 22 long rifle. This is because there's a lesser chance of damaging the hide beyond repair, compared to if you use a 22 Magnum if I get a chest shot on the hare. As a general rule, big holes in a rabbit or hare hide are a pain in the ass to sew back up. But when just going out small game hunting for meat or pest control, I will always use the 22 Magnum. There are two reasons why I mainly use the 22 mag. Number one is range. I live in an extremely flat area, and so naturally I need to be able to shoot longish distances. The 22 Magnum enables me to shoot further than a 22 long rifle. Number two is impact. The 22 mag is harder hitting because it shoots faster. Genuinely, any centre mass shot on a hare with the 22 Magnum will put the hare down straight away. Sometimes with a centre mass shot of a 22 long rifle, the animal might take a second or two to pass if you don't get a heart shot. In saying all this though, the 22 long rifle is way better for plinking. The 22 long rifle is cheap compared to pretty much every other cartridge on the market. You can also shoot all day without going deaf if you are not using earmuffs. At the end of the day, both cartridges have their perks. Both have positives and both have negatives. Genuinely, I think what cartridge you choose is down to personal preference. However, I will always continue to use a 22 long rifle as well as a 22 Magnum. So in my opinion, both cartridges are great and both have their own place in the firearms world. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you have not. Thank you.